babata bamoreri pasinararabo.
A very good evening to you from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you very much for choosing Tamu TV. Of course, this is our first segment that we are doing tonight. It's the first show that we are launching on this channel. It's about the 30 plus launch. It's a dedicated show that we'll be bringing to you every evening from 11 p.m. to discuss matters progress in terms of youth in Kenya, those who are within 30 years or those who are almost approaching 30 years. And we'll be talking to young men and women who have made it, who chose a path and they went straight to it and they're doing so well currently. We have young men across Kenya, across Africa, who actually decided that I'm good at playing drum, I'm good at playing guitar, I'm good at playing soccer, I'm also good at doing probably media, voiceover, and so much to do with just progress and career path. Some chose to do this in their rural home, and some chose to give themselves even a further challenge and visit and settle in cities across Africa, or some are actually doing so well in other counties, be it Nairobi, be it Mombasa. But the bottom line is, how is the environment? How is the industry in whatever thing that you're doing? And that's the reason why we have this conversation tonight. And to begin us, or rather to kick us off, we have Mutala Mkosia. Some of you, I'm sure you've heard about him, you've read about him. He's an established young man, currently doing so well in Nairobi. He's a voiceover artist. He has done so many voiceovers for different marketing companies, for different products that some of us even see on TV. His voice has been able to persuade so many people across the country to associate themselves with certain products, or even ending up traveling just to go and see some hotels and some places just because of his voice. And tonight we introduce Mutala Mkosia, who will be speaking to us for the next 15 minutes that will be live on this segment. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Tamu TV, and also to follow us on YouTube at Tamu TV. And that's where this content is being streamed live at. So without wasting much time, allow me to introduce my guest tonight, Mutala Mkosia, who will be speaking to us. Mutala, good evening, Mutala. I hope you're getting us from wherever you are. Mutala, maybe if you could just begin with your introduction. Of course, I've just mentioned, brother, a slight introduction about you, but I'm sure you have so much that you can tell our audience about yourself.
Okay, my name is Mtala Mkosia. Popularly, my stage name, or maybe my brand name, is The Voice. I come from Bungoma County, and I am a voiceover artist. I am also an on-screen presenter for documentaries specifically. And at the same time, I do travel vlogs, apart from other things like real estate and writing.
A good, probably you could just take us through what pushed you so much to think that chasing your career in Nairobi will be the most successful part of any decision you have ever made in your life?
Okay, so let me begin. Let me take you way back, because I'm quite sure you know this story. I've already shared with you this story because we were in campus together. You were my senior in campus.
Yes,
and actually, I want to thank you for being a very, very, very important part of my journey. And that one I cannot take for granted, because I remember when I joined radio, I found you on radio already at Multimedia University Radio, and you were the producer, the senior producer at that time, and you're still a student, and you showed me and taught me a lot about production and matters to do with media. So let me go back a little bit. Yes. I remember I just joined Multimedia University, and I come from Bungoma County, actually, a place called Lwahaha. Yes. So Lwahaha is a border between Kenya and Uganda. And to be sincere, that time, we could be able to access radio. I knew a lot of radio presenters, but TV presenters, there are very few TV presenters that I can say, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one. So I remember joining Multimedia University, and then my classmates used to tell me, man, your voice looks like someone called Johnson Mwakazi. So I, like, from sincerely, I don't know who Johnson Mwakazi is, man. I don't know who that person is. So I thought, man, these people are just, messing up with me. So with time, I decided to research about this guy, and then guys told me he does voiceovers and all that type. I remember another interesting thing. Maybe you've forgotten.
Yes.
You've forgotten this thing. There is someone who came to. If you were in studio with me,
Yes.
then someone I just voiced. There is an intro montage for the Multimedia University Radio, the one that was going like, "Hey, ni Kurunzi ya MMU." Then someone asked me, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, "I am a voicer." Then you came in very fast. You say, "No, a voice artist." I don't remember that thing. I started laughing. Man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I remember, man. I remember.
Okay.
Yes.
It's such a crazy experience, man. Oh, so let me take things a little bit further. So after Multimedia University, of course, I started just applying for jobs here and there. So there was a time I came back home in Bungoma County, and I know you know this.
Yes.
So I came back. I started looking jobs for at the local stations there, but it was quite impossible for my side. Not even for my side only. I'm going to pursue my dream in the voiceover industry because I say just sincere. I'm going to pursue my dream in the voiceover industry because I say just sincere, a sincere thing. Yeah? I say voiceover in a Western region right now is not a big deal. So I needed to a place where I can find where I'm going to find clients or where I'm going to find people who are going to propel my dream. And that for most people in the country, that is Nairobi. Nairobi, it can be easy peasy for you to link up with multinational companies and the ones who are going to help you grow. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So I went and joined a company called AVDC. AVDC is a company for voice actors. Voice actors. If you've ever had these Swahili movies, they're Indian movies actually, but you see characters speaking in Swahili or maybe different languages. So I am part of those characters. I've done 153 movies so far. 153 movies for those Indian movies. So after that, I left AVDC. Right now it's called Iventi. Then I went back to freelancing. So not even freelancing. I joined a company called TDFC, Top Dog Fighting Championship. It's a Canadian company as their communication guy. Then after that, I went to Royal Media Services, a Radio Citizen as a reporter. Then after Radio Citizen, I joined real estate. So after joining real estate, because the real estate sector was actually quite lenient for me, and the schedule actually was convenient for me to do other stuff. So from that place is when I joined DFS as the main voice of artist together with Johnson Mwakazi, Bentura Komboka, and Fred Indimuli. So we were the four main voices for the DFS. DFS means the Department of Film Services under the Ministry of ICT. Right now it has expanded to Kenya Film School. So I'm still the voice up to now, although I still do other things. So that's where I did, maybe for people who are, maybe who don't know my face, actually I did, there is this common advert I did for the Ministry of Interior during the COVID-19 period that was going like, ukiona, sema, ukisikia, sema, ripoti tatizo lolote la usalama kupitia SMS 988. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Wizara ya Mambo ya Ndani na Uratibu wa Serikali ya Kitaifa. Then maybe if you've had something like this, Kenya, right on track. So I've done like most of the documentaries for the government. I'm the voice behind them. Apart from that, I've done other projects like This is Fly Dubai. Another common one is Airtel, the smartphone network.
Wow.
Another one for Sprite, Coca-Cola. Another one for what again, man? I've done so many, even I can't remember. I done for Airtel was for Tanzania and and
We are trying to have Mtala get back to us. I'm sure there's some challenges with network. We remember he's coming to us live from Nairobi County.
Tanzania.
Mtala, we can
I've
now hear you. Go ahead.
for
Mtala, if you can hear us, kindly go ahead. All right, we'll be trying to locate Mtala. Remember, he's coming to us live from Nairobi, and because of technology, sometimes you may encounter such kind of breakages here and there. But I'm sure we'll be able to have him back. If you're joining us right now, we've been talking to Mtala Mkosia, an established young man in his 30s who is currently doing voiceovers for top firms in Nairobi and across the continent. He has done voiceovers for Airtel, he has done voiceovers for Safaricom. He also done a number of voiceovers for documentaries that have been aired on our local channels and even international media houses. We'll be trying to locate him. He's back. We are happy Mtala is back with us. So let's continue with this conversation again. Mtala, you are somewhere telling us how you've been able to successfully voice, such huge kind of work for different farms in Nairobi. And our question to you still remains, how has it been for you? How do you manage to maneuver despite the competition that we are seeing, with big names in Nairobi doing voiceovers? How has it been for you? What is the secret that keeps you moving and, being able to secure such kind of massive jobs, a young man who is just in his 30s?
Okay, so let me share this. This thing actually, what I realize is that just trusting that you can do it, having that passion that you can do it, because I think I'm among the few voiceover artists that we did not start as presenters, radio presenters, or TV presenters. With us, we joined the industry as voice artists or voice actors. So we had to really push, go to these auditions, share works, on social media platforms. But one thing I can say is that one thing that has helped me actually right now, I realize that, many people are doing these voice talents or are doing these things, but nobody knows about them. It's only a few agencies or studios or someone who wants to do that. But what if I market this thing on my social media platforms? So I said, okay, no matter how little or maybe a few people I'm having on my social media platforms, I'm going to share it because I know there is someone somewhere who is watching. It doesn't matter the number of people that I'm having following me on social media platforms. I need just to share what I'm having right now. So I said I'll be sharing on Facebook, I'll be sharing on Instagram, I'll be sharing on TikTok, which right now I think TikTok has given me a lot of clients on Facebook so far. Most of even the latest one was for there is an event right now going on in Germany. Also, it is called the East African Festival, hosted by Harrison Uteokwach. I think some of the artists who will be featuring in that East African Festival will be Juakali, Emma Jalamo. So they actually found out about me on Facebook. I've done. There is an upcoming. Will be close to something like Jumia. Yeah, something like Jumia, but more than Jumia that I've done. I got that client through what is it called, TikTok. Then there's the one I got for you from Uganda for the sickle cell convention. I already did that advert. There is the one that I've done also for Rwanda. there's one also that I've done for Canada through this social media platform. So I started marketing myself in social media platforms and believing that I'm the best. I'm that kind of a person, man. I don't know. I don't care much about how people or what people say, but I believe I am the best, and I advertise myself as the best and not as second to anyone. So I think that confidence also helped me to to reach out to clients who say, hey man, who is this guy, who is this guy who's saying he's the best. So from there they see my works, and actually I can give good examples of some of the works that I've done. So from there, yeah, jobs keep streaming in like that because I advertise myself and I believe I can do it. I believe I am the best. Yes.
Good. Just a quick one, Tala. We've seen you mention a couple of farms that you've been able to work with, and it's actually surprising that we've also seen some of guys we just called earlier as your mentors. They've actually been able to do voiceovers for such farms as well. So, what is it that those
Yeah, sure.
farms might be looking for that they prefer considering you to work for them currently and not contracting guys who worked for them earlier for the same job?
Okay, one of the things, there are so many small things that these organizations or companies look, but I cannot say that I am the only artist who has been consulted on these issues, or maybe my services have been needed. But I can say one of the things that I think stands out with me is that I share my works, and also I support my clients at the same time. Being a person who has got, I'm very passionate with voiceovers, and that's why I do a lot of research about voiceovers and understanding about visualizing, understanding about script writing. So most clients prefer me because I advise them before I do a voiceover. I go through the script, then I ask them, what are you trying to, to achieve in this script? Because there are different scripts, and different scripts need different ways on how you are going to approach to those scripts. So I listen to the clients, then I advise them on if you want to reach a certain audience, this is how you're supposed to approach them. There is how you advertise to. Okay, we start with okay, like we have got different cadres of life. There is different demographics of life. So how are you going to reach out to those people, and which language are you going to use, or which tone, or which, just how you're going to approach to that specific client? That's the most important thing, because there's something you can do for the mass, or you can do for the mass, but there is something as an advertiser you want to achieve in that given advert. Sometimes you want to reach specific type of people, and that's what I do a lot of research on, and I advise clients on that. Sometimes also on the scripting, I can just tell you point blank, man, these are script. Of course you have written a script, but this is a normal script. My thinking normally is like this: how am I going to make this voiceover to stick to someone's mind? Because right now I can tell you, you have had a lot of commercials,
Yeah.
but you can remember very few commercials
Yeah.
because they are normal. So I don't like normal things. So I just ensure that even if we write this script, how is it going to, to capture that attention from that client who want to listen and say, what are they talking about? So to me, I advise my clients a lot. And sometimes I'm okay. Sometimes someone can say it's rude or something, but for me, if a script is bad, I'm not going to do it. If the script does not make sense to me, I'm not going to do it. Like because they'll say it is Mtala who did that voiceover. They'll not say that client. So I also care so much about the type of things that you're going to give me to voice, because I want to do it. I want to do something that I'm going to feel proud and say, man, I did this advert, I did this documentary, I did this feature story, I did this magazine, you know. So I'm very selfish also on the same. Like I want my work to be perfect, and sometimes even I can go to, because sometimes you go to to the studio with a client. So a client can force you to do something. They say the client, okay, I'm this believer. People do believe that the client's always right, but I'm not a believer of that. because most of the clients sometimes don't know what they want. So by understanding the script and having that wide understanding about commercials and voiceovers, I can be able to advise the client that this is the way that you are going to approach. You know, so I one thing that I can say, let me just go back. One thing that makes many advertisers who have worked to me. By the way, I can say this without hesitation. I can just say this for free. Like most commercials that I've done, most of those clients do come back and say, "Mtala, we want you to voice for us or want to work with you again," simply because they can see results from what we have done before. They can see that um, they're getting something. There is value from what they invested in. So I think that's why most clients come back. Actually, most of my clients come back. Like I've repeated, there's some voiceovers I've repeated for more than 5 years until sometimes I say, okay, try another voice. Yeah.
Good. Mtala, I think you have a very nice story, a very inspiring story, and from where you sit, I think you've been able to go out of, I mean, the normal, the ordinary, to be able to win your space in the voicing industry. Now we have the other category of guys who are actually in the rural part of Kenya, who are also trying to do the same thing that you're doing. But now the challenge with the rural side is that such kind of gigs are not so much available compared to the city because of the location of the headquarters of most of these companies. But they're trying in their little way.
Yeah, sure.
Like tonight, if you were to speak to these young guys who look at you and they're like, I wish I had the same opportunity like Mtala Mkosia, probably what would you tell them?
Okay. Right now, you can remember that these social media things has just become active just the other day. But from the year 2013, when I started the my voiceover career, social media was not that active. Was not that what can I say? Like was not that strong. But right now we've got social media platforms of which you can share your work. People want to see what you're doing rather than listening to what you're saying you can do. So what I normally do, even if I'm not having a gig for the voiceover, I try and create something. If you check most of my social media platform, you can see it, just doing something, man. Even if I am in a new country, because I also do travel vlogs in a new country, I just try and identify something and do something that I feel can be shareable to my audience on the social media platforms. So by sharing that, you create your own audience, you create your own clientele. And right now we've got many agencies that are operating online. You can go to sites like Fiverr. You can go to voices.com. You can go to Such a Voice. You're going to find opportunities there. There are so many I do say this. There are so many opportunities, but most of the time people maybe at home don't know where are those opportunities.
True.
But by being open, sometimes I can give an example. I've got a lot of I've gotten a lot of people on my social media platforms who have referred me to clients. They can hear someone is looking for a voiceover artist, but because I have presence on my social media platforms and I share my works continuously, they just suggest or maybe share with a company or a client. They say this guy can do a voiceover. So you keep on sharing. Consistency, nothing beats consistency, man. You can be good at something. I've seen many good voiceover artists, and one thing I can say for free is that I'm not the best voice. Actually, there's so many people with amazing voices, beautiful cadences, beautiful rhythmical flow, but because they don't share their works or because they're not aggressive enough, nobody knows them.
True.
But when you are consistent with what you're doing, man, nothing beats consistency. Just be consistent. Unajua, the more you become consistent, the more also you sharpen your art, you sharpen your skills. Because right now, because you are among a few people who have seen me start from zero, You can say my voice has really changed when you see my voiceovers from 2013, and as you compare them with right now, they're two different people because of consistency. Keep on practicing, keep on sharing. The more you become consistent, the more you keep sharpening your skill. And I don't say you're a pro, man. Don't say you're a pro. You know that some people believe they're pros. By the time you convince your mind that you're a pro, man, that just know that that is the beginning of your downfall, because every day there's a room for improvement. And by improvement I mean by you continue practicing, you continue sharing your works, you continue being just consistent with what you're doing.
Great. Consistency is a word that Mtalam Kosia says, and then don't feel that you're a pro. You have to keep trying, believe that every day is a learning day. That is what Mtala says. Again, just to finalize on this conversation, Mtala Mkosia, I'm sure our audience who are following this conversation, maybe some of them may not have heard of your work before, and maybe they want to hear that deep voice from you when you have the passion behind that mic late nights, trying to get us those nice voiceovers that we see behind the products on TV. Probably if you could just do something little for us, so guys can be able to relate with the kind of thing that you do. All right, it's like we might have lost Tyler there, but I'm sure he will be reconnecting to us. Just like I said, Ali, Tyler is coming to us live from Nairobi County. And this conversation, this broadcast rather, it's coming to you live from Bungoma at Tamu TV Center. And I'm sure when Tyler joins us, he's back. I've seen him, he's back. So I hope you'll be able to answer our final question as we wrap up this conversation. Mtala, welcome back. I understand there's breakage with internet, especially but when it comes to live stream. Sometimes there's challenges with internet, and we understand. Welcome back. I hope you captured our last question to you.
Okay, maybe you can repeat so that I don't miss it.
Great. I remember I had asked you that our audience who are following this conversation tonight, probably there are some who might not have heard about you, the work that you do, amazing work that you do, my brother. And brother, maybe they just want to hear from you just a little bit, and maybe be able to relate with what you do for a living. Yeah, so if you can just do for us a small piece. Yes.
Okay. Let me. Which one do you prefer? Okay, let me mention some of the common ones, like Airtel, the smartphone network. Like another one is Sprite, Coca-Cola. Another one is Kenya Bankers. Another one is Kenya Railways, right on track. Another one is Casolite. Another one is Sikosel, Uganda, Sikosel Convention, Uganda. Another one is Zando.com. Another one is This is Vibes Radio. Which one again?
Amazing,
I think this one.
Amazing one.
I've forgotten, man.
Man,
also, they can go. They can go, or maybe on YouTube, check some. I did a show. There's a show that I did together with Freddie Ndimuli on KTN. It used to air on Sundays. It's called Maisha and Health. Maybe they can go so and check some of my works on YouTube. It's called Maisha and Health. Just check YouTube, Maisha and Health. It is on Ministry of Health YouTube channel. They can go check some of the works that the shows that we have done in different counties, and also they can go to my TikTok. On TikTok is where I share a lot of my works. Even nowadays, I'm polishing my Luya, my Bukusu, so that there is one I did for CPF. With a Luya accent, and people loved it, man. It was going like the Aki Prime vibes like all the one. Something like that. People loved it, man. And right now I'm polishing my bukusu, and it's coming out so nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one for Tamu TV.
Uh okay, Tam TV. The slogan. I want the slogan.
Welcome to the future.
Slogan for Tam TV. Yeah.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future.
Yes.
Okay. Go.
Mm-hmm.
Tam TV. Welcome to the future. Tamu TV. Welcome to the future.
Amazing.
Tamu TV. Welcome to the future.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Amazing, man.
when
I'm
you're
sure
doing
you'll be using
slogans,
that
you
voice in the
have to
future.
repeat many times. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, bro. Just tell a little bit to wrap up this one. What is your final word to
Yes.
everybody who is trying to find a living through either his career or just a normal hustle out there, and they look at you and they say, if Mtala left Bungoma and went to Nairobi and he made it, it means I can also probably make it from where I am, or I can also try somewhere else and make it. Just your final word to those young
Yeah,
men who
sure.
are watching you tonight.
Okay, sure. I can say this. It's not about moving to another place that's going to make you like successful in what you're doing. But first of all, you must identify first of all what suits you, or which place is going to suit you with what you're doing. There is someone who is doing very well in Lodwar. There is someone who is doing very well in Moyale. There's someone who's doing well in Bungoma. Someone doing well in Kakamega. Someone doing well in Mombasa. It is just a matter of identifying, is this place or this thing I'm doing suitable for me, and identifying that the context that you are, or the environment are you, is it suitable to is it suitable for you at that given time. But also remember this: when you're doing something, just try as much as possible and be good at it. And by being good at it is, I mean, you must try as much as possible to try improve on yourself. The skill that you have, what are you going to improve on that skill? you know if you're a farmer, what are you going to learn more about farming, and produce something that, like Israelite right now is good at agriculture. What are they doing there that makes them good in agriculture? What is Jack doing there that makes him very good in public relations, emceeing, and writing? And at the same time, looking, Mtala is doing voiceover. What is Mtala doing this voiceover more? Not, it's not about voiceover. Voiceover is just, it is just an art, but you have to add you must add value on something that you are doing. That's what I'm trying to say. And just ensure you are consistent as much as possible. Keep pushing, man. Don't stop. I know sometimes you can feel discouraged, like, um this is the dead end. But remember, when you feel like you're discouraged, that's know that you are close to what you want to achieve, man. So the moment you feel like you're discouraged, like you say, man, I'm not going to do this anymore, just know now that is the right time to push even extra harder. Because by consistency, by pushing, by being passionate with what you're doing, man, trust me, you are going to achieve. But remember, this one I say it for free, man. When you have got something that you know you can do it, or maybe something you're passionate with, remember this: nothing beats consistency. I can give an example. Have you ever checked social media platforms? You find someone, like, is not really like, the content is not really like good, or maybe a person is not funny, or is not a good actor if it's the film industry. But you see that person is pushing every single day, posting every single day. This guy is going to gain numbers simply because of consistency. Because I can tell you something, there is someone somewhere who is your audience. There is someone somewhere who wants to consume what you are producing, maybe at farm, maybe the content that you're producing, on social media platform, maybe what you're teaching, because everything right now is going online and doing. No matter if you're doing farming, no matter if you're doing politics, no matter if you're doing health, share it on social media platform, because social media platforms has made the world a very small village, man. So by sharing, anybody, like maybe there is someone here in Bungoma cannot afford or maybe is not interested in what you're offering. But remember, there is someone in Canada who is watching. There is someone in France. There is someone in South Africa. You know, some of the voiceover. I can give an example, a good example with me. Yeah? The voiceovers, like right now, the voiceovers, I've not done voiceovers for Kenya alone. I've done voiceover for South Africa. I've done voiceover for Rwanda, for Canada, for UK, US. I've done voiceovers for Uganda here. I've done voiceover for Tanzania. It is because they see what I'm doing. And digital platforms has made it easier for clients to see or to be able to reach out to their highly probable prospects. That is, you as a talent, you as a farmer, or you as a person who is producing a certain service or good. So share your works and trust me, with consistency, pushing on, being passionate with what you're doing. Love it, man. Love it. Love your work first, man. Love your work. Be proud of your thing, and from there, people are going to love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, man, nobody's going to love what you're doing. So ensure you love, keep pushing, and consistency is key.
Consistency is key. That is Mtala's closing line tonight. And the other, most important thing that he has also mentioned to us is that keep sharing your content, no matter who is watching. Doesn't matter if you only get 1 like a day, 2 likes, but at the end of the day, keep sharing your content, because you just never know who is following what you're sharing. Thank you so much, Mtala, for speaking to us tonight. Man, it's been an amazing conversation, sharing your story and just inspiring other young men out there who are still trying to make an end meet in the rural side of Kenya, and those even who are with you in the urban centers of this country, and they're chasing their dream every single day. It has been an honor talking to you, Mtala, and we are looking forward again to hosting you in our other consistent shows. And say hi to our friends who follow our channel in Nairobi, and tell them tuendelee namna hiyo, tusukume kazi namna hiyo.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Mtala, and have yourself a good night. Of course, that was Mtala from Nairobi. He was coming to us live from Nairobi County, and we'll be speaking to other more young men and women out there who are just trying to make their end meet through whatever thing that they are doing, whether it's through acting, playing instruments, white-collar jobs, and even other careers that people are doing out there. Remember, this is a 30-plus launch. That means it's a special seat for young men out there just to share their stories and inspire each and everyone who follow this show every evening from 11 usiku. So usikose tena, kesho tutakuwa pamoja kama kawaida. I've been your host, Jacob Jr. And just remember to follow us on Facebook and also YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is Tamu TV Kenya. And Facebook, follow us so you don't miss this kind of content. And if you're out there, you're a young man, you want to share a story with us, don't feel shy. Call us on 0741 676 374. That is our hotline number. Call us anytime. We're able to speak to you and have you on this set for a live conversation, so you can be able to inspire other young men out there. For us, from here, Tamu TV, it's been amazing, and thank you so much for sparing your time to listen and follow this conversation. Thank you so much.
Untold.